What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your boy Ice, man. So today I kind of want to touch on something that kind of got me really thinking, and I feel like if it comes from someone that's going through depression, maybe I could shed some more light on it for other people. But I also, before I get into that, I also want to apologize. I have been MIA for a little while. My significant other was in town, and as you guys know, she lives in Jamaica. She does not live here in the States with me. So whenever she's here, because we only get to see each other but so often, knowing that we live in two different countries, I always try to make sure that whenever she's here, I give her as much attention as possible. And that was the case. We did a lot of stuff. Plus, it was the holiday season. I've never done a Vlogmas before. I thought about doing it. Unfortunately, like y'all know, she also doesn't want to be on camera. Not yet. So, you know, it's a little tough trying to do it when she's here. That means I have to try to do vlogs away from her. That's me taking away from spending time with her. And even when she's here, I still have to work because I do have a 9-to-5. So with that, I mean, I still have to go to work or whatnot. So whatever little time I have with her, you know, I try to make sure that I can spend that time with her, give her my undivided attention. So like I say, guys, I do apologize, but my aim today is to try to knock down 2 vlogs at least. It might not be really long vlogs, but nonetheless, I'm going to try to see if I get 2 vlogs in. Try to get them edited today. And on top of getting them edited, I'm going to try to see if I can get them posted as well. So bear with me. I'm going to try to get this done. See if I can put some vlogs up for y'all. So that way, I can stop being MIA. Yep. So, what I wanted to talk about in this vlog is something I've noticed. So, there's a lot of times that, you know, we hear of a massacre, shooting, you know, someone killing a spouse and then hurting themselves, or maybe it's a case of kids being involved, or whatever the case may be. But then we go to court, we go to trial, and then we hear of an insanity plea, or the person was going through depression, or the person had a mental disorder. Now, it's just something I want to highlight real quick, because I think a lot of people have misconstrued that entire thing. And what I mean by that is not saying that those people aren't, or it isn't possible that they are. But what I think the issue is for me is that when people hear of mental disorder or depression or something of that sort, the first thing people tend to think of is the exaggerated versions of us. It's the people who've actually committed those crimes. People who have done outlandish, you know, things. And then everyone else just has the assumption that if you're depressed or if you have a mental disorder, then there's a high possibility that you're going to hurt yourself, or you're going to hurt someone, or you're going to go around shooting people, or whatever the case may be, because you have a chemical imbalance in your brain that you have no control over. Now, hear me and hear me, please, please, people. Lose that. Lose that thought, lose that idea. That's not what it is. It's not everyone that goes through a mental disorder or goes through depression that we are all capable of hurting someone, or we're all incapable of finding some way of controlling ourselves, our minds, our thoughts, to not get to the point to where we end up hurting ourselves or hurting other people, or massacring an entire school or the entire church or an entire office building. We're not all that. So the simple fact that when people hear of mental disorders, bipolar disorder, mania, schizophrenia, all of that, everyone just kind of jumbles it all together when it's not the same. And not all of them are, not controllable. There's always a way to control it. There's always a way to mild it down. There's always a way to keep it from getting so extreme to the point where someone who's suffering from a mental disorder would get to the point of harming someone. We're not all that, so I really wanted to highlight that, because I really think it needs to get to the point where everyone should stop thinking that, oh, if you're depressed or if you're going through a mental disorder or something of that sort, that it automatically means that you're capable of hurting people, or you're capable of, going to work and just shooting everybody because people pissed you off. I mean, we're still human. We still have that human element to us. We still have a heart. We still care. It's just, it depends on what stage of that mental disorder that you're in. It depends on how much help you're getting. It depends on how much information exposure you have. It's a variation, and people need to stop grouping it all together and making it seem as if it's one thing, because there's a separation between it. There's a difference between it when you're talking about someone who has mania versus someone who has bipolar disorder. Cut here? Nah. Oh, that was my girl. I was just cutting down the side. I do hers and I do mine, but not like, yeah. Yeah. My bad, y'all. That dude passing by that saw me cutting my girl's hair when she was here, and I guess he thought I was a barber, not an official barber. I just know how to do a little something. Like, I go to barbers and they always be screwing up my hair, so I've learned how to kind of do my own little thing. Not the best. It don't never come out like a real proper barber will get it, but it's better than some of the that I've had done to my hair. So yeah. But yeah, so I want people to just be able to just separate it, man. It's not the same. We're not all the same. We all don't function the same. We all don't think the same. And there's another part of it too that I kind of want to get into. For example, another part of it that I want to get into as well is where people have a thing of using a mental disorder as a defense case. That's another thing. Stop doing that. Like, if you have had the time, for example, my mom was telling me about a case that happened, I think it was like a week or two ago that she was telling me about it. And I guess the guy, I don't know, killed his wife or whatever it was, but it was some planning to it. Now, if you have a mental disorder, I highly doubt that you can sit down and plan an entire murder process from start to finish and still be able to carry it out close enough, if not exactly the way you planned it. At that point, you have no mental disorder, or your mental disorder had no parts in your decision. You were culpable as culpable can be. You knew what the hell you were doing. Stop using what we're going through as a scapegoat, because then that's what causes people to jumble all of this together and think that all depression and all people who suffer from depression or mental disorder or bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, whatever, we're all the same. We're not all on the same level. We don't all have the same experiences. And we don't have all the same knowledge level of exposure. So what I might know about my disorder, you might not know about yours. And knowing, the more you know about your disorder and the more you know about yourself, is the better you can be, the better you'll be able to help yourself, the quicker you'll be able to recover. So it's crucial, and that's why I keep mentioning, the knowledge exposure, because the reason why I feel like I'm able to help myself so much is because I've researched and I've tried to know enough where I can try to help myself enough. I don't have to rely on going to see a professional. What if I don't have the money to go see a therapist? Then am I just going to allow myself to be screwed? No. So I mean, we all have access to Google. And I would just encourage just going in and Googling stuff, researching stuff. Don't bite the first thing that you see, because obviously everybody has their own opinions when it comes to this. Me doing my vlogs is giving you my side of things, the way I see things, based on my research, based on my personal experience, based on talking to professionals. And I try to take this information and bring it back here, because it's not everyone that has the opportunity to go see a therapist or go see a doctor. And we all can't fund that. So YouTube is obviously a free resource, and I figured, why not put information on here so it's accessible, because I think at least majority, if not all of the world, has some level of access to the internet, and YouTube is a very, very big platform that I think is well known, and what better place to put it than to put it on YouTube. And this is why I do my vlogs. But like I was saying, definitely know what you're talking about before you start assuming that everyone that freaks out or kills someone or goes on a rampage is connected to mental disorders. And for those who like to jump and think that using mental disorder as a defense in court for the stupidity that you decide to do, knowing how culpable you are, how aware you are of your attempt or your efforts to commit your crimes, it leaves the rest of us to look really bad, and it's not nice. So cut it out. I just wanted to shed some light on that for people who don't really know, don't really understand. A lot of us hear things and we just jump at it. Stop doing that. It's like going to church and just going by what the pastor said without going back home and reading the Bible for yourself. It's kind of the same thing. But I appreciate y'all for watching my vlog. Definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay in tune on when the kid dropping videos on here. And I appreciate y'all for watching.